Thank you very much, Drake. 500 biddies, big biddies. Yeehaw! Fixed. Good evening.
Oh,
Good
have we
evening,
started?
one and all. Yes, we have. Veno,
Hello.
we have started. It is Thursday. It is Savage Thursday, and we are in the final portions of course, what does that mean? Final portions of the flood, and we are on
What
session
percentage would you
78.
say final portions is?
We're in the last 10% of the, of what we're going to run with it.
Well, let's just say
What did you say, Benno? Thank you, Brad.
I don't think I remember now. I kind of got distracted by you scaring the shit out of you.
How's it going, Brad?
Let's see.
I think Marbania wears Depends now on stream, just in case.
They're not Depends. I actually get them from the Army Surplus store in their fighter pilot panties.
Seals it in.
Yep, seals it all in. How you guys doing?
Doing
good. Well, can anybody tell us what was going on last week?
There was a boat. There was
a couple boats.
And then there was being a tow boat, and then there was some ghosts, and then there was some pleading and some fleeing. Yeah, that's what I remember.
Yep, ghosts chucking rocks at you.
Yeah. Plus, Timmons sat around all night.
Timmons never really shot at any of them. He just held his action all the time.
He was like, creep, 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 creep.
Yeah. I think he gave himself a point of fear automatically.
Yeah, so I'll pull those ghosts out of the tracker because they're not there anymore.
Well, I mean, they're probably there, just not there.
We just can't see them.
It's probably not Albert's turn either. And for whatever reason, he's targeting Luke Cunningham. I have no idea what's going on after we get off the table, but there's some hate going on with that.
What is this down here? Add to tracker. It's a new button I've not seen before.
On the combat tracker?
Yeah, when you click the menu, at the bottom says add to tracker. Add vehicles, add allies, add PCs. Cool. Don't know that I'll use that, but
you might want to play around with it, see what
it actually does.
Anyway.
Yeah. Action cards. I think I'm going to reset the turn order, and I am going to reshuffle the action deck after I
clear initiatives.
Clear all hands. There we go. So we got. I'm looking at your health here. It's fair. Let's see. Albert's not doing too good.
Is that a wound? That's just one wound, though, isn't it?
He's got a wound and a fear. He's fine.
No, you guys are getting ready to get new cards and bennies because we did have combat last of session.
Sounds good to me.
So
I think I used my card anyway.
yeah, so we will reset adventure cards and reset.
And next time he passes out, I'll use acupuncture on him.
Who, Albert?
Yeah.
Who's gonna drive Albert for a while? I guess Gorgio said he'll be here in about an hour.
Well, somebody's already taken them, so
I've
I'm
got him
assuming
so far, so.
Okay. Cool. That works.
And I have the Brad card.
Well, Brad, do you get the mustache? Come on, you're not on camera. What the hell?
Nah, he said he wasn't gonna be on camera tonight, so there's only 3 of us on cam.
What's the Brad card?
Brad
Yeah,
card.
what is
Out of the frying pan. That's the Brad card.
All right. So this is cool. I have added something, and now it's actually showing up. See that agility D12 and stuff on? It's a plugin, and it's for testing, automatic testing of something. So you guys could pull up one of your skills and grab that skill dice and drop it onto somebody else or an NPC or another PC or whatever. And then the button pops up right there, nice and, athletics as opposed by agility, taunt as opposed by smarts. And so, Luke do you see those, Luke?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can.
I'm familiar with the extension.
Okay.
What you talking about, Beavis? I don't see what you guys are talking about.
Somebody like taunt Timmons or something. Look on the combat
Don't be
tracker.
making fun of my speech now.
I'll look scary at Timmons.
Yeah, intimidation works. I wonder if persuasion works too.
Everything should.
Untrained, mild-mannered, feared, mannered, mild-mannered.
Do it, Doc. You have to do it. I don't know what it is, but you got to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, you're also taking the negative for. Oh no, that's untrained. Okay. I thought I was giving you mild-mannered twice.
No, it's just that I was also untrained, but I added it so I could.
It might be applying it twice.
No, it's not. He's got 2 from untrained, 2
-4 on
from
it, like I
mild-mannered, and
okay.
-1 for fear.
So what is the DIS and VU? I guess VUL is
distracted and vulnerable.
Distracted, okay.
The one who instigates it can choose to make them distracted or vulnerable.
Gotcha.
You can also do things like if you have a whip and you want to trip someone, you can just straight up using fighting. Good thing I don't have that though.
Do something for Timmons so he can see what's happening. He doesn't see what's going on because
it doesn't show all the rolls for everybody.
It shows the rolls, but he doesn't see what's going on in the combat tracker.
Oh,
I don't see shit.
Wait, give me a sec.
All right, so Albert's taunted you, and on the combat tracker, you got a button there, so you got to roll a smarts roll opposed to it.
It's set to automatically roll for PCs, it looks like.
Oh, is it? Did it roll for him?
Yeah, he rolled a 3. You can switch it so that it he hits a button instead.
That's what I'd rather have, is you guys have a button, so it doesn't automatically roll it.
Yeah, I like the idea of the players rolling and the NPCs
is that in
can
the
do
settings,
it automatically.
or where the hell's that at?
It should be in the options somewhere.
Options, client, game. Should be in its own section, maybe.
Well,
Wait, it's distracted or vulnerable?
You can
Yeah,
choose.
it says if you intimidate or taunt at least.
I don't see.
Oh, I just thought it was distracted and vulnerable.
Let me double check. Might also be if you get a
It
raise.
says or. No, all right. Yeah, it's just whether it's a +2 to attack them or a -2 for them to do anything.
That's about right, though. Timmons is pretty intimidating right now. That's about right.
Auto roll test defense. Is that it?
Yeah, it looks like. Yeah, it looks like if you get a raise on it, on their, against their die, it also shakes them, which could potentially wound, or it may not work quite like that. I'm not sure.
Okay, test it now and see if you guys get a button instead of an auto roll.
A button.
A button.
See if we get
a button. A button. A button.
My grandmother would call it a button.
A button.
A button. I didn't get a button. No button. No.
On the combat tracker?
There's a little nub there, but there's no button.
Hey, Doc, roll one on me. Nice roll.
Robert's calling people all sorts of names.
Did you get a button?
Yeah, I don't see a button.
No button.
I have a button.
No button.
Okay, auto roll off.
It says smart, like, what? Oh, it went away.
I'm clearing
I had a button.
I'm clearing them.
It's
Now try it again.
And you guys are just dragging your trade to somebody in the combat tracker? Is that what you're doing?
So when it went on Doc Fong, it had a brown button that said like your skill.
Don't you want to give me that egg roll you got stashed in your pants?
See it.
Yeah, give me that egg roll. Did a button pop up?
That one didn't get a button.
Oh.
That gives me a button.
Okay, PC only. Does that give you a button?
Well, I don't see no button.
Hang on, slow down a second. Let me clear all this. Okay.
So, wait, let me check one thing. What about this? Does this give you a button?
No, it auto rolled it.
Oh.
Okay, NPC only. Auto roll.
It'll only do it against the NPCs.
Well, then that's not it. It needs to be on all, and
I just want to know where the button pops up at.
We're literally right next to where it says taunt. I keep trying to take a screenshot, but whenever I do it, Marb clears it.
Okay, I'm not going to clear it then, Brad. I get your point.
Albert just taunted himself, so I don't know what that means.
Well, that means he's drunk, like always.
He's being all sexy with himself.
See, you got a button there.
Tweaking nipple? Is that taunted?
I got a sleepy little kitten.
Right, he talks himself down.
Aww.
Brad. Oh, wait, you're not on cam, but you can look at the Twitch.
I don't see no button.
Kitty. Oh, sleepy kitty.
You just picked her up and she stayed asleep?
Pretty much. Talk about trusting, right?
All right, so you guys are currently looking for these petroglyphs that you found one a long time ago, didn't know what it was. Thought it was like a lightning bolt symbol on the wall of a cave. And you have to, like, one or all or any combination of any of you guys you are the seekers. And so one of the seekers or multiple has to put blood on it, and then one of the seekers has to spill blood in the floor of the cathedral, probably, or wherever the Grimm's people are gathering next August 23rd. Is that correct?
That sounds about right.
Yeah. And you currently have kind of the roundabout location of a couple of them. One of them you believe it to be on the Isle of Ghosts Tears. The Isle of Ghosts Tears. You guys are still messing around with them. Maybe I'll just turn that off.
Well, I thought you still had it on the button, and I was trying to see if it would eventually pop up with a button.
Did it ever pop up with a button?
It did for
I
Brad.
put a screenshot. I have a theory on it.
Yeah.
Because it could have something to do with
that. Look at that big button.
The ones that didn't seem to be characters that had been there for a while using skills that were originally on there. So I wonder if it has something to do with basically updates on tables and it's not recognizing it right or something.
Possibly, because the character already existed when the update was pushed, so it may not have transitioned everything as nicely as we would have liked.
You can prove that theory by adding a new skill and trying it, right?
Yes. But it's on auto.
Arbania's done playing. He wants to role play.
I can turn it back off. Let's see, where is it? Client, game, combat, automation. Auto roll, test defense. All, PC only, NPC only, or off.
NPC only. You only wanted to auto roll on the NPC only, right?
That makes sense to me.
Okay, that's what it's set to.
I say squeezy cheese isn't that old, so you should theoretically have a button on, Timmons?
I think he turned it to NPC only. Could be wrong.
Yeah, but I mean, I just did it and Albert has a button. So we should have buttons now. Did you get buttons?
I don't got no button. And I'm even pushing like... Wait, Timmons?
No. I see no button. Hey, Marb, remove that first one that says no effect, the one that Otto did. Nope, still no button.
I don't know then.
We can mess with it later. Figure it out. As of right now, though, it's auto rolling, and we've never really used testing in this game because it was just not ever set up to be automated, and we just never used it. So.
Well, Sweezy likes intimidating people.
He does.
Right.
He does. Okay, so with that, you guys are wandering the Isle of Ghost Tears, and these ghosts just got really pissed at you and drove you away. What were they saying? Something about...
Some Ming's going to put us on trial or something.
Yeah. Yeah, and Ming is, and Brad knew something about, Brad's character, Doc Fong, knew something about this ghost.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I recall hearing a story about how they were killed in some horrific manner during the Great Quake. I hadn't been to Shanfan's area at the time, but I heard many stories about it.
Like a big rock fell on their head or something? What
I think it was someone they knew, like, stabbed them or shot them or something. It was something not nice like that.
Oh, so the quake's going off and they're like, I always hated you. Boom.
Exactly, and then a rock probably fell on top of them so they couldn't escape.
That pretty bad right there. I'd be mad too.
Exactly.
Maybe they need to be buried.
So you guys have kind of walked up from the beach. Don't forget you've hired this junk to take you over here, and it pulled a rowboat with it in case you guys ended up staying. They said they weren't going to stay after dark. And they
we don't plan on it either,
yeah.
But the adventuring life we go.
Right. So they let you off on the island, and then you saw them kind of back off about 50 yards or so and anchor up out there. And you guys started climbing up this hill because really the island's like three hills, and you encountered these ghosts, and they kind of drove you on down the path. And so, what would you guys like to do? Continue up the hill, go around the hill, go around the island?
Tim is like, come over here. We need to cut somebody's pinky off so it can point us in the right direction. Come on. Who's up? Hold your pinky up.
No.
I heard Albert has the best pinkies.
Well, we just kind of...
We are not cutting off digits.
Statistically, mathematically, to cover the square miles of this whole island, it's going to take a long ass time. We ain't got that much time. We got to find this thing.
Ghost mentioned under the island.
So we're looking for a cave.
Plus, all the places were supposed to be in caves, so presumably it's in a cave of some sort.
What? I don't think a cave's on top of this hill, so maybe we need to go down here somewhere.
I'm surveying the land for any signs of caves.
I'm gonna help.
Survival. You may not need to. I rolled a 10 on it.
Wow.
I'm gonna help just so I can show you up with a better roll.
And you get +2 woodsman.
I see. I'm gonna survey the lower areas because I'm shorter, and he can survey all the other areas.
So you volunteer then, Doc. Hold your pinky out. You know which way to go.
So, Luke, as you and Doc are out kind of walking around looking for stuff, I mean, this is a big freaking island. It's a half mile across, so it'd probably take you, the better part of a day to walk around the thing. Every now and then, like...
That's only 2 miles, Bob.
Would they be able to use their, like if we went to the top of the hill, they'd be able to use their survival to figure out like where we'd be more likely to encounter?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. The island is 10 miles across.
Yeah, that's what I thought you said. That's what I said. 10 miles. That's a lot of air to cover.
Yep. So it's a big island.
Presumably we'd have an idea what sort of, if there's like a real heavy density of trees, there's probably going to be less caves than if there's not.
So give me your geology roll.
Gee, this is when you wish you had.
I can give you a science roll.
Specifically geology or science -4.
Geology.
How about an unskilled? I'm doing an unskilled geology, by the way.
Okay.
Shit.
Rocks are so cool, you guys.
Botany?
Piss off, Doc Fong.
You know where plants grow? By rocks.
So, you figure that, most of the country around here, Doc, that you're familiar with, maybe around rivers and things like that, but so much changed in, this all used to be inland until about 10 years ago. So it's really difficult to know, where the certain natural features used to lie at that time. But with that, that there have been a lot of caves that have appeared like on the shoreline where, the ocean water comes in these great storms off the maze and wears away at the coastline and things. But there could be caves up on the hills.
Did you just watch Goonies recently? That's Goonies. That's so Goonies.
Well, we could look on the shoreline.
To the beach.
But maybe we could just take the boat around and
that might be quicker.
See if we see a cave. I mean, that's the best thought I can think of. Check all the coasts before we go inland.
I mean, for once, Timmons has a very good logical idea.
Come on, let's go get them before they get tired, before they fall asleep and get all groggy.
Right, so we go back to where they were, wave them down, they pick us up.
Is there any, since there's not a lot of people over here, is there any chance that we could gather up some, like, berries or root vegetables or something as we're going?
You can give me a survival roll to see if there's anything growing that's edible.
I think that's a skunk weed over here. Yeah, this is skunk weed.
All right, so
Timmons, I think that's a tree.
So Doc, give me a percentile die, and you've got maybe a 10% chance of finding something growing here that's edible. So call high or low.
Well, technically, it's all edible at least once.
That's a good point.
Yep, it's all edible at least once. So you don't really find anything that's, sustenance. Let's put it that way.
There are some of these berries, but I think they're just good if you're, you have, you've eaten too much fiber and you're backed up.
Here, they also use it to dye clothes, too.
I thought fiber was supposed to keep you from getting backed up.
A little whiskey in the beans does that to me. A little whiskey in the beans does that to me.
What I meant to say is if you didn't do that, then.
So you guys go back down to the beach, and okay.
Flag the guys over. Come on back.
All right, so you hadn't made it very far at all, so I'm not even going to roll for random encounters.
Up the hill and down the hill?
Yeah, up the hill and down the hill, and maybe 30 minutes. And so these Chinese sailors get their little junk, and they get to maneuvering it around and finally come over. You've finished already?
Well, are they talking in English?
No, they'd be talking to Doc Fong.
Or
Sweezy G.
Doc.
We have another idea, right, Sweezy?
We got Sweezy G, too. He speaks.
Oh, actually, they probably wouldn't be talking to Sweezy G out of reverence.
They probably wouldn't be even looking at him.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like a holy man, so yeah, they're bowing to him whenever he walks by. You can't talk to these guys when Sweezy G's around because they just bow all the time.
Well, I mean, he has like a mobile chainsaw.
But yeah,
yes, so we were going to survey the outside of the island first, in case there's any caves. So you can stay on offshore still. We're just gonna circumnavigate it.
Okay. So he gets.
Don't worry, if any ghost comes ashore, comes offshore, Sweezy will take care of them.
You start talking about ghosts, and these sailors all kind of start looking at each other and chanting in, some kind of Chinese prayer.
What did you say to him, Doc?
Just the usual. That Sweezy can beat up ghosts if need be.
Is that a sea shanty? Are they singing? Timmons tries to join in. No, it's all. Are you playing a sea shanty?
Chinese sea shanty. Start talking about ghosts and they're freaking out.
Your junk is quite loud.
The sailors are throat chanting. He says, yes, ghost rock engine.
Oh. Hey, Timmons, maybe after this we can hire him to work on the Black Horse and work the engines there.
Maybe. Timmons. Why? What? Because Timmons only heard that part of the conversation. He didn't understand none of the rest of the conversation, so
you guys came in on the east side of this island, right? And you got off on this beach, and so, you spend the next about hour and a half just kind of slowly cruising, maybe 10 miles an hour or something like that, around this island, right? And most of what you see all along the east, do you go north or south to get around the island?
I don't know. I was imagining north. What are you guys thinking?
Let's go south so we can go clockwise.
What's a clock?
I like this idea so that Timmons can think about what a clock is the whole time.
So we go south.
So south.
Okay.
Off the map.
So you're traveling south, and it looks like, well-worn beach, really. And then when you get to the the most southern point of the island, you start back around to the north as you're moving west. Yeah, that's enough. Sailors chanting. Um,
Oh,
the
I forgot to start
the
Skyscape.
island, you can see now the beach gives way to like this cliff face, and it rises to probably 100 feet up in the air, 150 feet up in the air in points. And you do eventually come to a point where there's a large fissure in this the face of this cliff, but the tide is just slamming up against this and splashing, halfway up the height of this. It's like if anybody tried to get into that fissure, it would probably kill them.
Not H.G. Willikers. He just fly over there.
Or he go underwater.
You can. Yeah, you can try to fix him up while you're. If it takes an hour or whatever, Doc, you've got an hour. All right.
So is there like anywhere we can like? How far is it away to beach somewhere?
Oh.
Were we going to try this fissure, or were we going to look for a proper cave?
Well, I mean, we're just trying to figure out what our options are, I think.
Well, I think maybe use this way if we can't find another way.
Well, say if we beach around here, go up two, so we're looking down into the fissure.
Right.
And then, I can always climb down in.
I mean, maybe we could just like get in the rowboat and all manhandle ourselves into the fissure in the rowboat.
So, okay, let me paint this picture. You guys have
It seems
seen
very dangerous.
You have seen the Pacific Northwest and the cliff faces with the tide coming in and splashing up against it and, going up 50 feet in the air. There are moments, let me put it this way, there are moments where this fissure is visible. Most of the time it's underwater or being battered by a wave that's, huge.
Okay, I don't think the fissure is on top of the landmass.
I'm not sure that that's the way we're supposed to be going either.
I
Are we at
agree.
high or low tide right now? Or
I mean,
closer to
to risk our lives to go up in there. I mean, if we go back and then we walk up, then we could take a look. So how far is it to like go back down and get on the beach and then walk back up and see from the top?
Doc, you'd probably want to ask the captain. I mean, have you guys been tracking tides and stuff,
Captain, do you know what the tide situation is? Because if it's near high tide, then this might be accessible when it is low tide.
Oh, no, high tide, not 10 hour.
Oh. Well then, we probably don't want to try to go then.
Indeed. Let's continue on looking for a
The
cave.
captain looks at you and he says, "You go in there, you dead man."
It's okay, I think Timmons is able to hang from his big shoes and look down from above. Like a bat.
And you point to Timmons' big shoes. Does that translate as big shoes in the Chinese language? Big shoes.
That's like actually what his Timmons' name in Mandarin actually translates to big shoes and beans.
Big shoes and beans.
That's what everybody knows you as since you become a legend out here. All the Chinese folks know you as Big Shoes and Beans.
Imagine that he's probably got rather large feet anyways. So, do we want to let's keep going north and see if there's a place to land the boat? Or so look for another cave?
You continue on about another mile and a half around the western side of this island, and and the cliff face starts to kind of taper down, and eventually it comes back to a beachhead, and then the beach goes all the way around the island. So other than the 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock position, the rest of the island is just beach. It's just that one cliff face on the southwest portion of the island.
And what time of day is it as we get around there?
We're gonna have to advance the time. You've circumnavigated island. It's 5 miles across at about 10 miles an hour, and I'm going to fast forward. That's about right now. It's about time you loaded, got unloaded. I say 3 in the afternoon. It was 10 a.m.
All right, so we got 4 hours.
Well, worst case
Back here?
scenario is we tell them to leave at nightfall with or without us, and then return in the morning at first light.
I think we should take that little rowboat and like stash it over there in those bushes and cover them up.
That's a good idea.
So we get the little rowboat and we like drag it up on shore somewhere, and we
We have a little rowboat.
Yes, we got a
Since
little
it's-
rowboat in case we had to row
Since it's
ourselves
not
up.
high tide, we want to get it up out of the tide so it doesn't float away, and then we're going to cover it up with some branches and stuff.
Okay. So you pull a little rowboat over there, cover it up with branches and stuff. These guys back off the island. You figure
Yeah, we tell them,
you got maybe 3 hours, 4 hours till complete dark. They agree they'll come back in the morning. It costs you more though. It costs you more. Costs you twice much. Twice.
we'll pay you when you come back if you need to.
Yes, but you pay us now for today because you're not going to live through the night.
I mean, he does have a fair point.
No, that's
That's-
all right. His attorney can pay you in that case.
What's
Yeah.
that?
You have one of those, right, Timmons?
What'd you say?
One of those attorney guys who will handle
but
your
that-
money.
Yeah, but that would require writing up all the paperwork and stuff. He just takes how much was it? It was like $20 or something. Tim was like, here.
Yeah, I think it was $100 for the day. You're gonna rent
Well,
this
it's for
junk.
everything. Yeah. Timmons. All right. Timmons a
Yeah,
fork out
food
another
too. And he
$100.
says, don't forget the food. And you look over and they've got like right in the middle of this junk, they got this wok going. You don't know how it's being heated. Looks like some kind of oil underneath it, and they got this wok going, and they're throwing like octopus in it and stuff, and stirring it around. And don't forget to eat. It also includes food. Here you go.
Oh, good.
We eat because we're hungry. All right, so we get up and we're gonna start heading up the cliff, top of the cliffs.
Okay, so from the
How many-
beachhead, that's across the island. The island's 5 miles across. So probably about a 2-hour hike.
Just let's watch out for ghosts.
I mean, that's the fastest way, right? We can't take the boat back that way.
Well, if you
right?
took the boat back that, I mean, you could at least go to the southern end of the island and put your, boat there where the beach turns to, this cliff face.
A little ways away off of that.
And that
kind of
would,
what I imagine. We would beach as close
Okay.
as we could to get up to
Okay.
the cliff face.
all
that's
right.
kinda what I was imagining.
So then let's look here.
The island's square, so if that helps you.
Neither. No, you guys, you kind of start north up this trail, and again, you're going up the hill, and pretty soon you come again into these stunted evergreen trees, and it's obvious that just here and there are graves where there's no headstones, there's no markers, but definitely mounds of earth.
Mount of Earth.
Yep. Unmarked graves. Just kind of scattered here and there,
Lovely.
like people that people didn't have money to bury them in a cemetery or to have proper funeral rites. Chinese are different. They'll take their dead out and they'll wait until they've disintegrated into bones, and they'll go back and collect the bones and put them in a ossuary usually or something. Their ancestral worship. So you guys continue up through there, and pretty soon you come to a spot where the trees are kind of cleared out, and again there are these open graves.
No. No.
Or not open graves, but unmarked graves. Kind of scattered all through this little clearing.
Hey, Timmons, maybe you should offer the ghost some jerky.
I don't want to go in there.
No.
As you enter the clearing, you see moving through the edge of the trees are several ghostly images. And this
In
clearing
case you
isn't...
missed it in the chat, I need to be AFK for a minute or two.
Okay.
I think he hung up on the camera.
It'll pick him up if he comes back. That's what's cool about it. So you see these images, and a couple of them come out, and again, they are mostly, from what you can tell, they look like they were probably Chinese at one time in their living life. And they're pointing and they're making hissing noise. Ow, go!
Doc, you need to talk to
Go!
Oh, hello, ghost. How are you?
They
Just
did. I don't
doing
think you should
ghost
ask them
stuff,
that.
huh? Did you want some jerky?
Timmons pulls out a piece.
This is
He's
our
taking-
island, and we've always been here. It's not for the living, but you will join us if you stay.
Would you like
Now,
to come back
that's
and
all in
visit
Chinese.
Shanfan?
Shanfan is another life away. Another life away.
What do they want the beef jerky? Because I feel kind of foolish holding it in my hand if they don't want it.
Did you want the jerky while we're here?
You guys hear somewhere higher up the hill from you this heart-wrenching sobbing, very quiet, almost like it's just carried on the wind. But you're almost certain it's a woman crying.
Did he find me? All the way out here? You think he found me?
No, if she had found you, she would be much closer.
Is that one you said we're gonna find? Did you say something about that, Doc?
That's what the other ghost said.
Chang'u is the most terrible. Her sorrow was born of the great quake itself. If she decides to kill you, there's no hope for you.
Excuse me, ghost. Do you know that crazy hermit fellow?
He is living.
Yes. How come he gets to live here without a problem?
That is a good question.
Hey, Doc, all that Chinese talk. Did you see you could order some egg rolls?
Oh well. They don't seem to have any food, but they do seem to say that they don't know why that crazy guy lives here, and also that that sobbing person may want to kill us. You know, the usual.
Oh, yeah, but what about the cave with the lightning bolt in it? Didn't they tell you where that's at?
You didn't know where a cave with a lightning bolt symbol is, do you, ghosts?
The Hermit's Cave.
Ah, the
Where
Hermit's Cave.
Gingia dwells. Gingia. Genji.
Is that the sad person?
You may find out. Yes, the sun slips low.
Yes, it sounds like there's a cave nearby where that sad person's sound is coming from. And also, they may want to kill us, so we have to be nice.
She points.
So, is that the no on the egg rolls?
She points to the northeast when you say cave. Genji.
Yes, over there is Pangea.
Genji. That's speaking the Hermit's name. The Hermit told you he was Genji, but only the ghost called him that.
That would require remembrance.
I'm not thinking you said Pangea the first time.
All right, I'm back.
And they're talking Chinese anyway, so Timmons
Timmons
like,
has no idea.
Yeah. Easy way to not have to remember. What do I do with this queen I got? Just close it?
Yeah, you can close it. That just determined whether or not you would have an encounter. And you are. With some ghosts that are talking in Chinese to Doc Fong.
Timmons like, I saw a point that we got to go back again across the island. Is that where the cliff edge is at?
Well,
Was
apparently
that where
there's some sort of
we're
hermit
going anyway?
cave that way, and I think that's where the crying sound is coming from.
No, the crying sound coming from up there.
Oh, up there.
The
over
crying sound is coming from the northwest of you guys, but the ghost pointed towards the Hermit cave to the northeast.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, we go that way and avoid the crying sound, which is good because it sounds like she wants to kill us. Or we could go make friends with her. I sure do wish Alonzo was here. He could deal with this easily.
Oh, wait. Let me get this straight. It's okay in the Chinese society to actually seek out a crying woman. That's okay. You do that? That's not right. You're not supposed to do that.
Well, that doesn't seem like a good luck thing, but
It seems like
also-
a dangerous thing, especially since it's probably a ghost.
we do have fresh jerky though.
Doesn't sound like she's in distress. She's sobbing. You just gotta go away. Some hermit caves sound pretty interesting to me. Cave, the lightning bolt. That's what
Yeah,
we
let's go that way. That sounds safer.
Hey Drake, you suppose we'll run into Yezu there?
He can have a party.
There might be mushrooms in there. So
All right.
we're gonna.
You head to the
try go
northeast then,
as-
try to
as
find the.
as far as we can get away from the sobbing
Okay.
without being too far out of the way.
Well, you go through kind of a rough patch that's, obviously not been anybody in here, but just these thick, stunted, like cedar trees, almost hard to pass through. And you kind of fight through that for 15 or 20 minutes. Then you come upon like a trail that goes through here, and there are footprints on it going both directions, obviously used recently. And you start following this trail more
Like
inland or
hold on.
towards the
Like barefoot footprints or boots or sandals or
looks like bare
Taco
feet.
Tuesday? Like barefoot footprints?
Barefoot footprints.
Maybe he means literally
If it
bare
is-
prints.
They're people prints?
They're bare footprints.
Oh, bare paw prints.
No, they're barefoot prints.
Right, like Indians.
Shoeless people.
Crazy hermit men.
Well,
Are they
there you
little?
go,
Are they
Doc.
little?
Doc noticed the hermit didn't have any shoes on.
Oh. That's pretty easy to follow.
Well, it is pretty easy to follow till you figure out that this is a warren of trails running all through these thick cedars here and there. Just kind of
determine which one is
yeah,
set is
just
freshest.
all over the place. So give me a D4. Well, first of all, I need survival roll from whoever's skilled in survival to try to
Are
track.
we still feared? We still have
Oh yeah.
fear? Yeah.
7.
Survival.
Okay. So 7 and a
Timmons
6.
is trained in survival. Yeah. He's a little scared though. He's like,
And 10. Well, that's okay. 2 out of 3 ain't bad, as the meat said. So are we still like messing with trying to get the buttons to pop up?
No, I don't think so.
Oh. Nobody can see him but us, Brett. That's so weird. Okay. So now, give me a D4, Luke Cunningham.
How about an 11?
Yeah. Okay. So you spend about an hour. About another hour goes by. It's about 5 o'clock now that you've worked your way in. And you do come to this spot that there's still trees here, but it's more clear than the rest of this part of the island. And up ahead of you looks like like this rock outcropping or something. And there is like things sitting around the outside of it. You know what I mean? You can tell it's obviously, somebody's been around here. And then you get closer.
Somebody's campsite type of thing.
Yeah. And you get closer and you notice a cave.
Did we see about finding that person or just going to the cave?
you want me to sneak up and look at that?
Or we could approach non-threateningly.
You think this is the guy that was on the beach, right? We already met him, and didn't he threaten to kill us or something? What was it you were talking about in Chinese?
What do you
No, I
guys
think
see?
he
A
said ghosts were gonna.
black map?
Yes, it's very dark.
Yes.
Yeah, we're waiting on the light. Give us some light.
Ah, that's better.
Look at those trees. They're
yeah.
very tree-like. Is that a hut over there?
Well, that is
believe so.
that hut is a cave. No.
Oh, it's one of
No,
those rock
it's-
huts.
Yes.
Where are we? We got everybody targeted. Look at all everybody's targeting each other. They were. And the cave is what, behind the hut? Like this way?
No, the hut is the cave.
Oh.
You're
There's a cave right here.
repurposing this map from somewhere.
Well, yeah. So this trying to pull this off as a GM is there's so many different things can happen out here on this little portion of the adventure here, the Isle of Ghost Cheers. And literally 100 different things could happen, and encounters could be, So anyway, it's like, well, this could happen. So I've prepped a few different things, knowing that you guys are probably not going to do any of that shit. So.
Don't you hate it when that happens?
Yeah, and
Did
I
you
didn't
think
want
we were going to do this? Because if so, we're going to change our plan.
Well, let's get back on the boat.
Oh, this is one of the things that you would have been logical for you guys to do.
Oh,
is to try
let's
to
go build
track
sandcastles.
this guy down.
Sandcastles. Definitely sandcastles.
Oh, here, let me unlock the tokens. Before you stop right there a second, Luke. Let's see.
I was just putting myself on a square.
Okay. Feel free to move about the cabin.
This is certainly a tree.
I'm going to move up a little bit and attempt a notice roll. See what I can see.
Timmy wants to move up and look in this log, make sure ain't nothing hiding.
Oh, look at the moss and mushrooms on this. Is that some kind of fern?
Yeah, you guys don't see any movement. No movement. There's no smoke, no fire.
I'm scared of that big red arrow. Pointer.
Oh,
Like
hello.
the roof.
Neat. Is that actually what we see inside the entrance to the cave?
Not really. Kinda. Yeah.
Oh, look at the pig.
Yeah, that pig's not there. There's a table.
Pig?
There's no fire.
Oh,
There's a.
that pig.
Let's see. Okay, Hermit's Cave. This humble cave is where Ginja dwells. There's a bed of pine needles laid down for sleeping, and the walls are covered with scrawled messages, most of them illegible. Though Doc Fong and Sweezy G would both notice that some of them that are legible are Chinese characters. And if you guys want to give me like some kind of investigation roll to see if you can see what any of this stuff says. Looks like it's written in. I guess there is a fire because it says there's a fire pit.
Did you want to switch over to
Well, just
the
because there's a
table
fire pit doesn't mean that there's necessarily a fire in it.
on the stream? I don't know.
I could do that. All right, Luke, what's the notice for?
I was
that
just kind of
was
looking
earlier.
around.
Okay.
Yeah, that was from earlier. Yeah, I kind of walked up and looked around.
Sweezy G, roll me a d6. You see something that you're pretty sure that part of it's kind of smudged off, but it looks like it says "Fear the Wolf."
Well, at least it's not saying Fear of the Reaper.
No, don't fear the Reaper.
Fear the wolf.
Doc
Does that have
Fong.
any
Would I
particular meaning
happen
to
to
us?
know what time in the lunar calendar it is?
What time on the Chinese calendar it is?
Lunar.
Oh, the lunar calendar.
Yeah,
The Chinese lunar calendar.
No, he's basically asking how much longer until the next full moon.
Oh, the next full moon. Well, whatever it is, 1879. It is currently.
That's no fair.
Oh, it's Friday the
fair.
How long
31st.
has it been since we were attacked by all the werewolves?
You guys came to the Isle of Ghost Tears on Halloween.
Halloween. Well,
Yeah, you're just now realizing that?
yeah, he realized it.
Well, yeah, but it couldn't have been too long before that because we fought the werewolves and then we left.
We did have a time skip after we did the other thing to track down the people.
Let's see. Full moon, Thursday the 30th of October, 1879.
Oh yes,
Pretty
remember
first.
yesterday it was a full moon?
Yesterday it was a full moon. Today's a full moon. Or yesterday was a day before yesterday,
Full moon
yesterday, and
waxing,
today.
This is the
Yeah,
full moon. Yeah.
waning. Yeah. Right. So yes, according to the Google.
Lovely.
At least you'll be able to see tonight with full moon.
Do we get candy? How did it work?
We must wear
Trick or treat?
costumes.
Give me some more investigation if you guys trying to, still looking around here a little bit. Luke, it just looks like exactly what this place is. It's a hermit's hut. You unfortunately can't read Chinese because you're doing really good at your. Tim, did you come to the
Well,
same conclusion?
I'm
Doc?
probably not focusing so much on the writing because it's in another language.
Right. And Doc, give me a D6.
Hey, that dice did something very weird.
Is the die stuck on
It's
the table for everyone?
Yeah,
Yes.
it is.
That was weird. It was like stuck on its side. I couldn't move it or anything.
2.
Well, it was stuck over my D6. It was like, I'm really confused.
Yeah.
All of my dice are yellow except for the D6.
Doc, you see something that kind of scrawled on the back side of the door in like this makeshift door he's got made, and it's also written in the soot from the fire pit, and it says "Set us free."
It says set us free. Apparently somebody
So,
wants to be free. Maybe it's the ghosts. Or the wolves.
Who's us?
And
Wait,
you
maybe they're
guys
ghost
find
wolves.
shut
Why
up.
did he write us? Is he by himself?
Jeb
Is it somebody with
Jeb,
him?
Luke and
Oh no, Jeb.
Luke and Timmons. You guys both see a message scrawled in English that says "God help me."
Oh,
All are written
I
in
think
bits
he
of
did
charcoal
something
from the
bad.
fire pit.
I think he did something bad because, he's got really bad gas. Because I say that when I get back. God help me.
I feel it's much more dire than that, Timmons.
I don't know, it is an
Right.
enclosed area.
Probably I never wrote it in charcoal on the ground. What? Is there anything like do we go? We're in the cave, right? Is that we're
I don't
inside
know.
the
I don't know if
cave?
anybody's not right now, but at least Sweezy G and Doc Fong were in there.
Yeah, I'm looking
Okay.
around. I'm gonna use my experience as being a old person who travels around and talks to himself a lot.
I think Timmons is gonna be inside the cave mouth, like there. He's like still kind of peeking out. Wait, is Albert outside? If
Yeah, he's
Albert's
outside,
then-
like
I ain't going in there.
looking.
That shit's
smug
creepy,
or
man.
something.
Tim's like, yeah, you better off staying outside. I feel a little bloated, and then I go over here and check out this bed.
Go over there. Cries. Well, it's just some pine needles on the floor.
It looks kind of comfortable.
Yeah, it looks
Go to sleep,
pretty
Timmons.
comfortable. It's kind of wallered out spot in the ground. It's like a dog's made a bed here, basically. You may end up with some bed lice here in a little bit, some bed bugs, but that's all right.
Well, Timmons doesn't get in and lay down. He
Oh,
just
now wait a
standing
second. Didn't
there.
you just say you got in his bed?
I did. I got in his bed, like
Standing in his bed
yeah.
is what I think he's saying.
So now he just gets bed bugs on his ankles.
On his ankles, yeah. You got like chigger bites around your ankles.
This is not good.
Well,
Is there
maybe
any
you should
marks in
stand
this
in
cave?
another
We
man's
came all
bed.
this way looking for a lightning bolt. I don't see no lightning bolt.
Maybe it's behind the fire.
There's no fire. He said there's no fire.
Well, there's the ash part. Maybe
There's a
it's on the
fire
other side.
pit.
Yes, on the other side of that. Let's look.
Tim is like, I don't think I can move this. It's like mud.
Now, is this actually a hut inside the cave? Or is this representing the actual mouth of the cave, or just inside the mouth of the cave?
We're in a cave.
Yeah, it's an actual cave,
Okay.
but it's just small. It's a small cave.
Hey.
Okay, so it doesn't go back any further.
No, this is
Let's see. Is there a secret?
There's no furniture in here. There's just this straw thing on the floor, and there's a fire pit. The guy's got no possessions at all. There's just nothing here.
He needs a maid though. Look at all this crap laying around.
Yeah, all that crap's
There's
not
no. We see if there's like a secret door or something.
there. All right,
Is there a trap door on the floor?
you guys can give me your investigation rolls, however you're doing that.
No, just.
I'm just doing a general smarts.
I'm gonna do a smarts based on the fact that I live outside and I'm old.
All right.
You know, we're in the same peer group. Apparently, we're not that much in the same peer group.
No, Luke, you're.
Timmons is just
Yeah, go ahead, Tim.
looking. Yeah, he's like, damn it.
Luke, you're pretty sure that. I mean, it's a stone chamber. It's a stone dugout. There's no secret doors here.
Well, I don't think this is the cave we're looking for.
What is it that you were saying, Albert? He's out there talking about crying, and how his hearing is the best, and he's looking westward.
Yep.
Yes, I think
apparently
Albert hears
Izzy has
something to the
something to
west.
say.
Hey, pal.
Whoa! You see?
That's-
You heard it. You heard it up the hill to the west.
Perhaps we should go investigate.
Horrific
I
cry.
suppose. Let's check. Excuse me, Hermit. Are you around somewhere, Hermit?
You don't see a hermit.
Sweezy G, Timmons, we should probably go check out that crying. It doesn't sound very far away.
Well, this is a dead end. Might as well go that way, I guess. You go on ahead. I'll follow up behind.
Yes, I'm also on the way. Ooh, look at this tree.
Can I actually pass through there, or is that too thick?
You could pass through there, but we're done with this map for right now.
Oh.
If so, yeah, because you go off map, and you continue up this hill, kind of winding
Sweezy, put
here
down
and
the
there.
coffee.
Occasionally, the crying stops altogether. You kind of continue on.
It's a nice
It
map.
picks up again. Yeah, this is some of Joshua's stuff, I think. Josh Wapmount.
That name I'm not familiar with.
He works for
He is
Smiteworks.
he's the Smiteworks artist.
Ah,
It does say Smiteworks Art Pack.
yeah, I see that now.
Yeah. He has every Saturday he has a show at 3 to 6, I think, showing off the map making abilities of Fantasy Grounds.
All right, so you guys leave. So we are, in effect, done with that map. All right, so you guys head up the hill toward the crying. You eventually come to the crest of this biggest hill that there's a big hill and two smaller hills the island's made out of. And at the top is a ruined pavilion. It's an open
Not
pavilion.
where I thought you were going with that ruined comment, but that's kind of inappropriate.
At the middle of the island stands an open pavilion built in the Chinese pagoda style. It's fallen into disrepair, and there's no indication of what its function might have been.
Oh, is that a pagoda?
That does look very pagoda-esque.
Yes, I concur.
Does it look like something that would have been around at the time of the Great Quake and got broken from that?
Yeah, Luke leans over and whispers to Doc, "What's pagoda?"
Yeah, it could have been.
One of those.
Yep, could have
It
been.
sort of reminds me of a place that might have an encounter. So, if you got any of that smart works or whatever going on, might be helpful. I don't know.
You guys
Are you
can give
saying
me.
that Sweezy should throw some dynamite in there?
Well, I mean, you can see in it. There's not really. I mean, it's open.
That was more of a joke,
There's
yeah.
nothing in there. But are you guys going to go up to it and check it out, or are you just going to walk past it and
Yeah, I'm
continue
gonna
on?
go check it out, see if I can tell anything from the architectural style.
Yeah.
So
we're exploring.
you're looking at the architectural style, definitely built by the Chinese. Looks authentic. Yeah, it's probably been in disrepair since the quake. And if you're looking up around the inside of the crumbling roof, you can see what appears to be the story of Ming Xiang Nu.
Hey, look up there. Is that the story of Ming Chang Nu?
Of a beautiful lady. Her name was Ming Chang Chung. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure where you were going with that either.
Ming Chang Nu bunch?
I'm trying to find where the hell it tells the story. Come on, damn it. It's always all on one big long page. The Crying Ghost's Tale. Ming Chang Nu was the first Chinese immigrant killed in the Great Quake. She died of a broken heart. Her lover had come to California to put their affairs in order, and Ming followed later, only to find when she arrived that her fiancé had spent their savings on opium and women of ill repute. He coldly said he no longer loved her. While she confronted him, the quake began, and as if to prove his words, he shoved her aside and saved himself, leaving her to die in the disaster. And she perished with stinging tears of betrayal on her cheeks.
Harsh.
I'm trying to envision this in Doc Fong's accent, so because he's going to translate, right?
While she confronted him, the quake began, and as if to prove him words, he shoved her aside.
She was very sad with tears of betrayal.
That's right.
But really, was this Albert?
Albert, this is why you don't like China folk?
It all makes sense, really.
It really does.
You think it's Albert? Oh, Albert may be in big trouble then.
So, I mean, so the Great Quake was what, 12 years ago?
10, 12, something like that.
So Albert would have been about 40 at the time.
Scuba snuck in.
Nice, Scuba.
Woo! Yeah, might have to change my Depends after that.
Need to get a endorsement deal with them.
Good morning, Scuba.
Well, we already got the AARPG group on Saturday. Some Depends would be a good commercial.
Yeah.
You want to just make a Depends commercial and play it during the break?
I could.
They could too.
What are you going to do today? It depends. If you got the runs and you think you got to stay in, don't forget.
There's got to be something about subscribing to Marbania's channel.
I don't know. I don't know. On the YouTube,
it even smells good coming out the other end.
That's where I need subscriptions, is on YouTube. Oh my God, it smells good. Okay. Thank you, Scuba, for the subscription. Much appreciated.
I had 92. Now I'm down to 91. I must have scared somebody off on YouTube.
Did you?
Got deleted for whatever reason.
So you come to this pagoda, and that's what you read there, Doc.
And then I assure Timmons that unfortunately there are no egg rolls.
Do you translate this story for all of them?
Yeah.
Okay. But you still hear this crying onto the west a little bit. It's really close.
I hear somebody, but it's breaking up.
Someone went robotic.
Yeah, Marv, the stream, he's getting hit. Lag spike.
I'm back.
Though.
Yeah.
Okay, we can hear you now.
Well, let's look around inside the pagoda too. being inside of it in case we look from outside.
Right.
Well, we can do both. We can look outside and inside.
Yeah. Hey, that's a good idea. Timmons, what if you climb to the top of the pagoda? Perhaps it will give a better view of what we can see.
What if my fat ass breaks a piece of that and I fall on the ground? What's going to happen then?
And Doc Fong will heal you, right, Doc?
Yes, I'll make you an egg roll later.
A healing egg roll.
I think he's
Yes.
trying to get me to do some exercises or something. I boost you up there.
He's a frail old man.
That's right. He only weighs like 80 pounds. I could almost chuck him up there.
Well, you're the youngin' here.
Albert,
Well,
aren't you
aside
the
from
best at
Sweetie.
climbing? Yeah, I'm the best at climbing.
There. Yeah, I'll help you up. Come on, Albert.
No.
I meant to do that.
See, it ain't that easy. There's vines and stuff, and there's a brittle piece of wood. And
Oh, for Pete's sake.
Who is this Pete?
see,
Oh, wow.
that's what I'm telling you. It ain't easy. It's dry rot. It's something. I don't know what's going on.
Well, somebody's able to do it.
You gotta stick your claws in.
What are you guys doing? I'm sorry, my wife texted me here. I'm gonna have to.
We're
talk
having
to
a
her.
climbing competition,
Are
apparently.
you climbing up the pagoda?
Yes.
Well, as you do, it begins to creak
Timmons
and
is
moan and rock back and forth, and back and forth and back and forth, and you know it's just gonna go over any minute. Do you get off of it or not, or do you
I
ride
do.
it to the ground? You jump off of it.
I told you you're gonna knock it out of the ground. I told you.
So now it's kind of leaning over at this odd angle. The whole thing is just.
We'll be sure
It's
to
a-
catch Doc.
It's a leaning tower pagoda.
Ah,
It's,
indeed it is.
I mean, that was bad, but it's still funny. I feel we might deserve a
did you
penny
say
for
there
that.
were some? We were heading